Hey everybody, I'm Christy Jordan with southernplate.com, and I had such a great response. Oh, I think it may have just started. I don't know. Anyway, in case you missed my intro, I'm going to start again. I'm Christy Jordan with southernplate.com, and I had such a great response to my call for questions last week that I have decided to do another video to try to finish them all. I don't know what all y'all are seeing up there. We're having some serious sun issues now, so I've actually put up one of my photography filters. Look at that. Woo! So I've got this thing trying to block the sun so I don't blind you with the glare off of my skin. Oh, and it shows every single little hair. Don't you hate that? Okay, so anyway, we had a great response last week to the call for questions. I sent out a private email and to my newsletter subscribers that you could send in your questions for me too. And the reason why I didn't post that email publicly and I only put it to the newsletter subscribers is because I found that when I put email addresses online, the bots and everything pick them up, and I just get an obscene amount of spam, and it ruins my email address. You know, one day last week I counted up and I had over 2,000 spam emails. So you can imagine how difficult it is. And then trying to I'm sorry, that was a text message from my son, but everything's cool. Trying to sift through and find the emails that you're actually supposed to read, it's impossible. So I set out a private email address just to newsletter subscribers. If you subscribe by newsletter, that's in your email. You may not have opened that email. It's important to open my emails, especially coming up, because I have something really great I'm very excited about. You know, I'm writing my third book now, and I have a very special opportunity coming up, and I'm going to be able to share it with y'all, but you're going to need to be able to get in touch with me. And so you're going to have to subscribe to the newsletter and open your newsletters and read them, so that this opportunity doesn't get missed by you. So I'm hoping that'll happen within the month. You know, I send out 3 to 4 emails a week and it's all emails actually from me, no spam or anything like that. So make sure you subscribe. If you don't subscribe yet, it's southernplate.com/subscribe. You can get in on that. So I'm going to jump into the questions. Last week's video ended up being 45 minutes long. Wow. Thank you to everyone who sat through and watched that. I really appreciate it, and I enjoyed getting to spend time with you. Let me see what Brady's out of town right now. Let me make sure nothing's going on with him, because I'm getting these weird text messages. Let's see. Okay, that's no problem. Okay, he's on his way back from a church camp, and they were just letting me know that they had left. But, you know, when your kid's not with you, I keep track of this. You know, sometimes I go to meetings and things, and this is my husband calling. Okay, y'all, this is crazy. Let me tell Ricky I'm doing a video. Okay, so you're just getting to really, you're getting to hear all kinds of stuff now. This is my life. Welcome to my life. He's wanting to make sure that I'm going to be able to pick Brady up, and of course I can pick Brady up. But anyway. Okay, back to our video. Thank you for sitting through that. Okay, we're going to jump right in. First question. This is from Kathy. Christy, in your first video, you mentioned that you have a lot of slow cookers. I, too, have a few, along with many other appliances. Do you have any ideas or tips on storage of these items that you use as often as weekly but don't want cluttering your counters? This is a huge problem for me. And, you know, I've just had to adjust. A lot of people have their kitchens kind of custom design that works with their workflow and all this and that. I don't. My house is exactly like it was when I got here, except for that area that you see on the cover of Come Home to Supper, where I did have Betty remodel that. Do I have? Oh, here we go. Let me see. I have this. I'll show y'all. This, Daddy's a retired police officer, but he remodels houses and things. And so he was remodeling somebody's house, and they wanted new cabinets, and they told him that he could take these cabinets, throw them away, use them, whatever. So he put them in my kitchen. I had this little extra nook, and all I had to pay was $35 for that little piece of countertop there. And here's the interesting story that I usually only tell people at book signings and stuff. Daddy did all of this. I had one job. my job was to paint that one little strip to match. And I didn't realize until this book came out that I had not done that. So my kitchen, oh man, I have a laundry closet in the kitchen too, you know, with the bifold doors that open up. And my ideal is to move the laundry area to another part of the house, maybe even the garage. And then you open up that closet and just have shelves, you know, shelves top to bottom. And that's where I could put my extra appliances and things. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. We have some home repairs that we've got to have done this year. We're actually down we're down one bathroom that we can't even use because we've got to have some repairs done. Well, we can't use the shower or anything in it because we've got to have some repairs done. And so that's going to have to happen hopefully sometime this year. Any elective customization to my house is just not going to happen. I just, you know, the money is just not going to happen because you think thousands of dollars to do one thing when you can learn to live with it. So I'm more of learn to live with it person. I have some steel shelving units that I bought at Sam's, and I have those in my garage. And so I keep my extra appliances there. So I just have to walk down to the garage and I keep one slow cooker on the counter at all times. But then things like, you know, my additional slow cookers, my food processor, my grain mill, things like that, I actually keep in the garage. And then I just bring them in. I have to, you know, if there's any bowls from the course, I have to wash those out before I use them every time. But it keeps it from being underfoot. I would like to have a better place to store those, but I just don't. So that's what I do. I store them in the garage. You know, a great place, if you have any beds that are up higher, maybe you can store them under the bed or things. I have dishes and linens and things stored under my beds. And so, you know, but I use every bit of storage space in my house. And we had a linen closet in the hallway that nobody was using. You know, we didn't keep our linens in it. We had another place where we're keeping that. And it's a very small closet with all these top to bottom shelves. And so I use it, we call it our snack closet. And that's where I keep things that I don't bake with, but like, you know, the kids there's pudding cups and Jell-O cups, the ones that don't have to be refrigerated, crackers and things like that. And, you know, we have some little individual things of instant oatmeal that Brady likes, ramen noodles, you know, we keep all that in there. So that's in my living room. There's a snack closet in my living room. But, you know, I just believe in being practical. You know, your house is there for you to live in, and you make it work as best you can for you. So I recommend storing them any place you can find room. And I'm sorry I don't have a better solution for you. Mary asked, let's see. I asked this question on your other site, so just in case you don't see it, I'll ask. I watched your tutorial on making your own instant rice. Could you do this with brown rice, or should only white rice be used? She's talking about my tutorial on how I cook white rice and then dehydrate it to make my own instant rice. You can absolutely use brown rice on that. However, you need to use it within 6 months once you do that. That's why I don't use brown rice. For my long-term food storage, I don't want to put money on something that's going to go bad in the short term, and then I'm just kind of throwing my money away. Brown rice has oil still in it and stuff, and the white rice has actually had like the outer husk removed from it, and so it's missing the area that's going to have the oil and things to it. And so white rice is pretty much good indefinitely. I mean, up to 30 years, I consider that indefinitely. Brown rice you need to use definitely within a year. It's going to go rancid. And you don't have to worry about, how do I know if something's rancid? If something goes rancid, you will know. When you open the container, the smell is very off. And once you smell that, you'll always know it. So you can definitely do brown rice, but it's not going to help you a whole lot because you have to use it so soon. So if you're looking at something to do for long-term convenience, I would definitely stick with the white rice. Let's see. Oh, Penny asked, some time ago you mentioned that the caramel sweetened condensed milk was good in coffee. I finally found some, but now I can't remember what to do with it. Was I supposed to just mix it in something or put it, you know, dump a spoonful in? Anyway, she goes on to say a few more things. And she said she was sure she found it on my website, but she can't find it. I think what you're referring to, I did mention that. There's this sweetened condensed milk that's already been turned into caramel, and you can buy it on the Mexican foods aisle and stuff. You can find it there. It looks just like sweetened condensed milk, but it's caramel, and you can tell by the picture on it. A lot of people suggest in a lot of the old cookbooks that you take a can of sweetened condensed milk and boil it to turn it into caramel, and that's extremely dangerous. They specifically warned us about that in college to never ever do that and never suggest anyone do that, and to tell people not to do that, because if that water level gets below the can at any point, that can explode. It's under pressure and you're putting it under a lot more pressure. It's just very dangerous. And I know I'm just going off on a tangent. This has nothing to do with Penny's question. But instead, if you really want to turn that into caramel, open it, pour it into a bowl. You can actually heat it in the microwave or in a double broiler and just stir it constantly until it turns into caramel. You can heat it in the microwave. I do like 1 minute intervals and stir after each, and it will turn into caramel safely without you risking killing yourself or someone else in your house. But you can buy it on the Mexican foods aisle. It's about the same amount as you would pay for sweetened condensed milk. Now, I don't have a recipe where you add that to coffee. You probably saw that somewhere else because I don't actually add anything sweet to my coffee. I love the idea of sweetened condensed milk or the caramel in your coffee, but I can't drink that. So I'm a Splenda gal. But what you saw was my caramel banana pie. And it uses that in the filling, and it's delicious. And you should be able to Google caramel banana pie. Let me see what it's called on Southern Plate. Just a second, y'all. I'm going to come away from you and go to southernplate.com and do a Google so I can tell you exactly what the title is. And my internet is very slow. Let's see. Caramel banana pie. What did I call that? Caramel banana pie. That's what I called it. Wow, I'm so creative. So, but that's what you saw. As far as adding it to your coffee, hey, go for it. Just stir some in. I bet it'd be awesome. Okay. Now you may have. No, I was going to say I do have a caramel apple cider, but I don't use that in it either. Okay. Deanna asked me. I've been following your Southern Plate for a long time, and I've gotten several of my friends and family turned on to it too. Thank you very much. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. I'm so glad I found the site. I found it after I saw you on Paula Deen. You were so warm and inviting. She's very sweet. Okay, her question is, what are the chances of getting you to video some of your recipes so you can watch you while you make it and you can talk to us while doing so? I think everyone would love that. I would love that too, actually. I've done some videos in the past, and sometimes I get on these kicks and I do a lot of different videos. The only problem is it takes a lot of time to do that, and I have to have someone home to film me, which is my husband. So usually we have to do it on the weekends. It takes a lot of time. And then when I do things like that, I really don't get a lot of people tuning in. I think most people, by and large, they want to read my post. And I love doing videos, but last time I really kind of got on the roll with the dehydrating videos, I actually got a lot of complaint emails because I can't watch videos. I don't have time to watch videos. My internet connection won't let me watch videos. Stop doing videos. I had people telling me that. So really, it's up to y'all. I have very limited time. And so when I'm spending time on a video that maybe a couple hundred people will watch, or maybe 5,000 people over the course of a video, I'm not spending time on a post that may get 1 or 2 million people tuning into it. So I really go by what your feedback is. So when you watch the videos, when you click like on the videos, when you leave comments, most especially, I really go personally more about the comments probably than anything else. That's why, you'll see me post a lot of desserts. I'll post a dessert recipe and get a couple hundred comments, and then I'll post a salad recipe or something and hear crickets. That's why I don't do a lot of the specialty baking thing. I don't do gluten. Well, I don't do gluten-free because we don't eat gluten-free. That would be kind of hypocritical for me to bring in gluten-free recipes when I'm putting it on a post and then we go on eating all the gluten. But I try to focus my time on what most people are going to want to see and are going to give me, I really go with what your feedback is. So I would like to do cooking videos. I've thought about doing like a YouTube cooking show and stuff, but in the past I've just gotten more complaints than anything when I do videos. People generally don't like those. So, it could be that most people love videos and they're just being quiet about it. So, speak up, let your voice be heard. I read every single comment left on Southern Plate. I read every single one, and I reply to as many as possible. So if I see that people are going to take the time to watch the videos, then that gives me justification to doing more videos. But I don't know. I kind of, y'all watch me when I'm on TV, and I'm not talking about you personally, please know that. But I'm just talking about in general. Y'all watch me when I'm on TV. I've done the Today Show, 700 Club, Paula Deen. I've done Hallmark Home and Family. I did The Talk. Well, apparently The Talk, a lot of people watch that. I don't watch TV, but wow, there's a lot of gossip on that show. I was kind of, okay. I've done a lot of shows like that, and y'all tune in, but when I do the things on YouTube and stuff, things that I have control over, people don't tune in to the extent that, kind of tells me, hey, you should do more of these. So it's really up to y'all. I would like to do something like that, but right now the audience just, it ends up hurting me rather than helping me, because I lose people when I'm not doing the recipe posts and things. So I don't know, I'm kind of torn. I would like to do that, but we'll just have to see if there's ever an audience for it. You're important. Please know that you are important. I'm not discrediting that, and I do appreciate you want to watch those, and you're with me. I'm with you because I want to do them. We just got to see if anybody else would watch, or it's just going to be me and you. It's just going to be me and you. Might as well meet at the corner of the road and cook something. Okay. Cheryl said, hey, Miss Christy, are you going to be at the Becoming Conference this year? If so, what will your classes be? My daughter and I attended the first time last year and loved it so much. We're looking forward to coming back this year. Well, I am going to be speaking at Becoming. I don't know what my classes are yet. Jen Schmidt from Balancing Beauty in Bedlam, she joins with Jenny from Southern Savers, and they put that on, and it is a wonderful conference. So encouraging, and you should really check it out. I think it's becomingconf.com. Just type in Becoming Conference. It's in North Carolina. And they set that up so you can go meals, hotel, and everything for about $100 a person. That's sharing rooms, but you can go very affordably, even if you don't share rooms. And that's all inclusive, and it is a lot of fun. Last year, I taught a class on overcoming depression and on my backup plans, my 3 backup plans to always have supper on the table. And I forget what else I did. I did another class. I don't even know. I'm sure y'all know. I don't know what I'm doing this year. Jen really leaves it up to me. I do know that I approached her with the idea of how to teach teaching a class on how not to be offended in a society where everyone treats being offended as if they've gotten a gold star or something. And she said, sure, I trust you. If you want to do it, do that. So I think I'll probably teach a small class on the importance of not to be offended and how to live unoffended in life, how to just let things roll off of you. Having lived on the internet since the past 6 or 7 years since I started Southern Plate, I've learned a lot about avoiding being offended, because y'all know, aside from us, the kind of mess that's on the internet, and the kind of people that are on the internet. I'm very blessed because really good-hearted people tend to come to Southern Plate, but I still have to deal with the trolls as well. So I don't know. I'll let you know. Last year, a lot of people asked me to do a class on dehydrating and the things you can dehydrate and how you do it and stuff. And I would like to do that. I just don't know that. I'm thinking that might be too niche-y, too few people might be interested. So I may do that small, kind of outside of the regular class schedule. But, let me know if you're interested in something in particular. If you're coming to the Becoming Conference and you would like me to teach a certain type of class, please let me know. Leave a comment on this post. Let me know on my Facebook. This post is the best because I'm discussing it here, so I can keep up with the comments here and we can carry on the conversation. Okay, I find it, this is from Terry, I find it intimidating and overwhelming trying to plan meals for my family while holding down a full-time job and getting all of my kids their various activities in the evenings. Preach it, sister. Preach it. I feel you. We know. We're there. Many weeks we run every night and sometimes weeknights as well. We live in a rural community, so fast food is not an option, and many activities are far enough away from our home that we cannot drop the kids off, return home, and then pick them up again. Carpooling is not an option either. I love you, okay? Because so many people, they'll say, well, just carpool. We'll just do this. We'll just, and like when Ricky and I, when we had, when our kids were younger and we were just really overwhelmed with taking care of babies and having to do activity, just, our schedules were, people would say, well, just get a babysitter. It's like, these options are not always available to people. For a multitude of reasons. There's so many reasons why you can't just get a babysitter. So if you're a young mom right now who has been told, just get a babysitter, and it's not an option to you, just hold up your hand with me. Come on. Whoa. Yeah. Just get a babysitter. Just carpool. There's a lot of just do this options that are not available to everyone universally. So one thing I noticed about you is that in many of your posts, you appear to make this time of planning effortless. I cannot decide if it's because you seem to take such joy in cooking for your family or if you truly have some kind of innate ability to plan so effortlessly. Perhaps it's a combination of both. Anyway, my question stems from this observation. Do you have any suggestions on how to better plan meals for my family when time is restricted and freezer space is limited? Yes, I do. I'm glad you asked that. First of all, I'm not a meal planner. My cousin, she's really good at this stuff. You can go to her house and there's a calendar of menus on her fridge and she knows exactly what she's having every night of the week. My mom is kind of like me. We wait and see what we're in the mood for. The privilege of being the person cooking the meals is you cook what you're in the mood to have. So I wait every day and see what I'm in the mood for. I very seldom plan ahead. I've done that in the past. It was a fun little novelty that lasted a couple of days. And that's why you don't see meal plans for me on Southern Plate and stuff, because I don't do that for my family. The things that I give you on Southern Plate, I do tend to be very authentic. It's a reflection of my life and of what we're eating and what I'm cooking and what we're doing, So you're not going to see me say, this is what we're, I think I've posted once or twice, like this is a week's worth of ideas and this is what we're cooking this week. Every now and then I'll do that, but you're not going to see it on a sustained level because I don't live like that. But I'm going to tell you the secret is, well, first of all, I think you should really check out my bags to dishes post, and it's a series, and I'll put a link under this video when I post this on southernplate.com. Bags to dishes is a really great concept, and I do have those here. You have basically a large 2 gallons of bag, and you have ingredients for shelf-stable meals along with the recipe in these bags. And you'll see I have all these series of posts, the recipes, everything you need. So say you get a month's worth of bags to dishes meals done, and on those nights where things are crazy, you don't ever have to think, what am I going to cook tonight? Do I have everything I need? Do I need to stop at the grocery store? Because you've got everything you need for meals in those individual bags. And all you got to do, I keep mine in a storage bin. Open the storage bin, grab a bag. You've got everything you need in there for an entire meal. So bags to dishes could really help you. But the main thing that makes my meal, and I don't enjoy cooking every single meal. I do love cooking, but like right now where I'm writing a book, I'm homeschooling, I'm trying to do the blog post, summertime sneaks up on me big time. And I don't just say, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Oh, goody, I get to cook. I'm like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. I got to go cook something quicker. I'm just like y'all, But bags to dishes helps. But the main thing that helps is I have a very well-stocked pantry. I keep a well-stocked pantry, and it's easy for you to, I really should have fixed my hair today. A little teasing and hairspray would have made me much happier doing this video. But it's easy for you to have a well-stocked pantry if you do kind of what I do. And there's a lot of reasons why you should have a well-stocked pantry. You should read my post, Practical Preparedness. And when I say you should, I'm not pointing to one person, just in general, it's a good post to read. I feel like it is my responsibility to be able to take care of my family no matter what happens. I don't look to anyone else. I don't think anybody's going to bail me out. I don't think if we have a tornado, more tornadoes come through our area, which is a regular thing, or if we have flooding like people have had, or, anything like that, or if the grid goes down for whatever reason. I don't think that there's a phone line in Washington, D.C. that rings and says, oh, the Jordan family's in trouble. Let's go help them. Nobody's going to, I'm not special. It's my job. I have a family. I'm the mom. It's my job to make sure that my family is provided for. And I really feel like, I don't know, I'm going off on a total tangent. This is not addressed to you, Terry. I'm just going off on, I think of these things. Y'all bring up questions, so I start thinking of these things. But I feel like if you do not, if you're not prepared to be able to take care of your family during a time of disaster or emergency, then you have prepared for your family to go without basic necessities during a time of disaster or emergency. Because people, when we had the bad tornadoes here, we lost 350 homes just in our area of North Alabama. And it was 7 days before FEMA jaunted in here, and by then the community had already pulled together and we had taken care. Our community leader, Dale Strong, actually went to school with him. We used to ride the bus. He's a really nice guy. He immediately turned ambulances into food delivery vehicles. And at the community center, people were packing up lunches and stuff, and they would take them out in ambulances with bottles of water and things and go riding up and down the neighborhoods because people had lost their homes, their houses, everything, and they were stranded there. And they would offer to bring them back to the community center, or they would just continue bringing food to them while they were there, waiting. And, you hate to leave your house because people can break in. It could have been a nightmare, but because we had a good community leader and because we banded together, it was taken care of. But I say that as an example. If you're waiting, if your plan is that the government's going to send help, how are 7 days without anything to eat going to feel for you and your family? So, like I said, Terry, this has nothing to do with you. I just thought of that, so I went off on that tangent. I wanted to introduce that thought. Y'all read my practical preparedness post. Go to southernplate.com. There's a little box under the main area there that says help you find something. Type in practical preparedness. Read that post. January is a great time to think about these things and to get yourself in better shape. But here's how you can have a well-stocked pantry. Next time you go to the grocery store to buy stuff for a particular supper, buy 2 to 3 times that amount. Next time you go to buy the stuff for chili, don't just buy the stuff for one chili. That's mostly canned goods. You can make chili without beef. That's mostly canned goods and stuff. Buy it for 2 or 3 recipes of chili. Every time you go to the grocery store, buy double or triple what you need in the items that are shelf stable. And then eventually, over the course of doing this, just 2 or 3 grocery trips, you are going to have a very well-stocked pantry. So if I need something, if something is on my list and it's shelf stable, I don't buy just one. I always buy at least 2 because you're going to go home and use it right then, and you want to have a backup too. And over the course of time, you will have a very well-stocked pantry. So that's what makes it so easy for me is anytime I get ready to cook something, I don't have to worry about whether or not I have what I need. It's very rare that I don't have what I need to cook anything I want to, And I kind of make a note that if I make, I'm just going to use chili as an example today, apparently. If I make chili, next time I go to the grocery store, hey, I should get some more things for chili, some more chili fixings because I made that last week, So do that and it will really help. Of course, freezer space, that's where you're going to put your meat and your cheese and things like that you buy long term. So I don't buy those, I do stock up on meat, but I save my freezer space for my meat. But just think about and read Bags to Dishes, and it teaches you how to make a lot of your meals shelf stable that may not be shelf stable, and that will enable you to have an easier pantry. So that way, see, where most people are having to go to the grocery store to get ingredients for their recipes, I go to the pantry. So some people might, at the end of the day, not know what they're going to cook. So they go to the grocery store and look around. I go in my pantry. What am I in the mood for? Because I have everything I need there. And then it's also just smart because, well, you're saving yourself money, you're saving yourself time, you're saving yourself doubt, indecision, and heartache. Okay. But then also you have prepared your family. You've got some things put back. And if something happens, you don't have to worry. We were without power for a week. In all of our grocery stores, you think about this. If a tornado or something comes through your area, you're without power. Some of y'all are in like earthquake areas and stuff. You're without power. You can't just go to the grocery store because the grocery stores have to have a way to run their registers. You can't go get gas. The gas stations have to have power to work too. Everything is reliant on it. So there was one grocery store, a Publix, that was running on a generator about day 3. And we went just out of curiosity mainly just to see what it was like. And wow, you think, what if some people have kids and things and they need juice and stuff like that for them, and they don't keep that beyond a day or two's worth. And that, I mean, for me personally, I don't understand that because my mindset is in such a different place. I showed you on my last video what kind of shelf stable milk I get and where I get that. I have eggs, I have everything I need at any given time, and if I run out of fresh eggs, I even have powdered eggs I can use. So, and it's taken me a while to be as prepared as I am, but having a well-stocked pantry can happen for you in a matter of 1 to 2 grocery visits. Really, that's easy. That's the easy part. Um, and some people say, "Well, I can't afford to." Well, you can, you know, you're either going to find a way or you're going to find an excuse. And, if you're going to be able, I'm not talking about you buying food you're not going to use to stock your pantry with. I'm talking about going ahead and buying 1 extra meal's worth or 2 extra meals worth and stuff. And, shop sales and things. I mean, I don't, I'm any corn that I use this year, I paid half price for it than what somebody who goes to the grocery store and gets it is going to use, because I bought it when it was on sale for 49 cents a can. And it's selling now. Retail's like $1 something a can for corn. So 49 cents a can, I know I'm going to use corn all year long. And that's when I bought what I was going to use all year long. So that's something to think about. You're going to find a way, you're going to find an excuse. And Terry, again, I'm not talking to you personally. Please know that. I know I am with you, sister. I'm sitting in that car next to you. We're going over a schedule. Like, how are we going to get all this done? I am with you. We have solidarity here. But I just want to kind of put that out there. A little bit of wisdom, and y'all can have a very well-stocked pantry. And it's not really going to take a lot of thinking ahead. The first time it might take a little thinking ahead. After that, you just kind of automatically, oh, well, I need a bag of rice. Well, why don't I buy 2 bags of rice? Well, I need some kidney beans. Well, instead of buying 1 can of kidney beans, I'm going to buy 3 or 4 cans of kidney beans, things like that. So let's see, our next question. This is going way longer than I had planned. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the last question, actually. And this question came in anonymously. You can do that with emails if people don't have a name on it. And I'm just going to read y'all the question and then tell you my initial thoughts. I've been trying to lose weight, but I can't. What am I doing wrong? Help. Okay. My first thought is, I don't know what you're doing wrong. I mean, I don't know what you're eating, where you are, I don't have pool with NSA, so I don't know the inner workings of everyone's home in America intimately. And then I thought, well, why is she asking me? Because clearly I have weight issues too. But then it dawned on me. It makes more sense to ask me, somebody who's struggled with their weight and gone up and down, than a lot of these people who are out there giving advice who have never had problems with their weight. It makes a lot more sense to ask me. And then I understand, what am I doing wrong? You're desperate. I know. So I'm going to give you some advice. But I don't want Southern Plate. This is not going to turn into a weight loss blog or anything. I do have a lot of tips and things. I have the Better For You Southern Diet Recipe Collection, no sugar and low sugar recipes. I have all that stuff on Southern Plate. I even have a post called How I Lost Weight, because I do go up and down. And, that's something that I'm always going to struggle with, but don't think that you're different because you struggle with that. Everybody's struggling with something. Yes, you do get judged more for it because your struggle is physically apparent to everyone. And the people whose struggles are inner struggles, they can point the finger at you and they can call you fat and they can make themselves feel better. But we're all broken. It's just some of us are broken in ways that people can see. And so anyway, let me think. Okay, how am I going to say this? The first thing you need to know is this is the best advice that anyone could ever give anyone in this world, and I've heard it all my life. And a lot of our children haven't heard it. A lot of our adults haven't heard it, and I think they need to hear it on a regular basis, especially in today's climate. If something seems too good to be true, it usually is. That's what my dad always said. Now, I just flat out say, if something seems too good to be true, it is. There's no quick fix. There's no pill you can take to make you skinny. There's no wrap you can use. There's no thing you can drink. Everybody likes to tell you this. It sounds too good to be true. It is too good to be true. And people who believe them, they've either, it's a placebo effect, or they just really need to believe it, or they're trying to sell you something. Placebo effects are very strong. And if you know that you're susceptible to a mind thing of you can take a pill and convince yourself it works, and so it actually works because your mind, then go for it. I mean, placebos work for people. When my son was little, he used to get upset stomach before I would take him to preschool every morning. I took him to preschool the year before kindergarten. Just a couple mornings a week, half days, just kind of getting used to it. And he would get his stomach get real upset on the way to preschool. And so I kept a little thing of Smarties candy in the car. And I would give him a little tummy pill every morning. And it was literally a sugar pill. And it fixed it, because the placebo effect, it worked for him. But that can work. And if that's what you need, then go for it, But the main thing you need to know is slow and steady wins the race. Number one, stop judging yourself. You're kind of hard on yourself. You do have to be hard on yourself. You do have to be a bit of a drill sergeant, but at the same time, don't let your voice say the unkind things that society says to you. I remember vividly my first day of high school. I was so proud. Me and Mama had gone shopping, and I had the perfect outfit, and I was just so excited about it. And I had my books and stuff, and high school was a different experience for me because the school we had gone to, only 8 of us went to this one high school, and everybody else went to another. So I knew a few people there, but it was a whole new world. And my confidence was through the roof. I was so proud, so excited. I was in high school. I had made it. And, Katie's calling. Yes, baby. I'll be done in just a minute. Yes. She's playing with a friend here today. I walked into my first classroom, and I found a desk, and I started walking to it. And as I walked by this person, he mumbled, not so indiscernibly, louder than he needed to. He called me something, and it started with fat. and boy, that just deflated my balloon. I was just, and I'll never forget how I felt after that. And yeah, I know exactly who it was. He was always hateful in high school anyway. Hopefully he's gotten nicer. But we don't forget those things. But at the same time, it's also a gift in some ways because it makes you compassionate towards others. I saw this quote. It said, compassion is the one quality that, we all need our kids to have, but it's the hardest to watch them acquire. So you're compassionate towards others. People who have physical flaws are able to see people for their hearts and for who they really are. It's easier for us to see beyond the outer, so that's a good thing. We need more people like that. Now, I'm not saying we need more people to be overweight. Somebody's going to watch this and use that as their only takeaway. Hopefully they won't comment. But slow and steady wins the race. It's not going to come off. I'm going to assume you're not 16 anymore. Because when I was 16, I could walk a little. I could start walking every day and cut back my calories, and the weight, boom, off. When I turned 30, it's like, whoa, this is slowed down some. When I entered that next decade, oh, wow. It's so don't set timetables. Don't say I need to lose 5 pounds a week. I need to lose this and that, try to move more, try to exercise more, definitely exercise more. I have a friend, Chris Good. She does recipes at crock.com. She has a treadmill desk. When she's blogging, she's walking on her desk. I want one of those. I looked at those. Wow, I'm not going to pay that what it costs, but that would be an awesome thing if we could have that. But get outside, walk around, watch your calorie intake. The most important thing is to make smart decisions. Make the smartest decision you can make at any given time. So, and I have a whole post on this. You need to read that because that makes sense. And I've got to kick up and get started on that as well. But, right now I'm going through one of my seasons of I'm going through one of my seasons of depression. I'm hoping to come out of it soon. And yes, this is how I look when I'm depressed. But you'll have to read how I battle depression, how I maintain victory over it, to understand how I can sit here and smile and be objectively and talk about it. But I'm going through one of my seasons of depression. I found that I can only handle one thing at a time. I'm either getting my head better, and once my head's in a good place, then I get my body better. And I go through those cycles like that. So I'm focusing on getting my head where it needs to be, getting my emotional level where it needs to be, and then I've got to get back started strong on the physical. But read my post on that, and I talk about how I've lost a significant amount of weight just by making the best decision that I can at the time. Like, let's say you end up, and this is a horrible example, okay, but let's say you end up at McDonald's for whatever reason. You can say, well, I'm at McDonald's. I guess all I can get is a double cheeseburger. Well, no, you can get a grilled chicken sandwich with nothing on it. You can skip the fries and you can get some apples. I mean, these things make a difference. If you go to Chick-fil-A, you can get a grilled chicken sandwich and a fruit salad. I mean, so there's always a better choice you can make. So in every situation, make the better choice, make the best choice you can make for that situation. Also, don't keep bad foods around the house that are a problem for you. If you go to my house, you'll probably see Little Debbie's if you dug around, but that's okay for me because I don't eat Little Debbie's. I mean, they're good and everything, but it's not a thing for me. What you won't see at my house are pretzels because I can't have pretzels. Chips are not a thing. We don't really eat chips. I buy dried apples and my kids eat those more than chips. Pretzels are a problem for me. I can't be around pretzels, so I don't buy pretzels. I don't let them in my house. You'll see chocolate at my house because chocolate isn't a problem for me. Chocolate's okay. I like it and everything, but you won't see caramel at my house. I don't drink any calories. I never drink calories. If I'm going to get calories, I want to eat them. I want to enjoy it, so I don't drink any calories. If I drank calories, I'd be big as the side of a barn. Just little things like that. So, stock up on things that you like. We always have a lot of carrots, a lot of apples. I went yesterday actually and made a special trip just for things that I enjoy that are healthier for me. So I've got all the makings for Greek salad. I've got Brussels sprouts that I can roast. I've got red onions. I've got potatoes and carrots and turnips and things that I like to roast, And, some people may tell you that carrots and potatoes are bad and all this stuff. Have some common sense too. Look at the food pyramid and just be rational about it. If you put yourself on 1,000-calorie a day diet, probably halfway into the first day, you're going to be starving to death and eat everything in your house. So the best thing to do is be rational. Slow and steady wins the race. And read my post on what's worked for me in the past. And, just be encouraged. You can do this, but don't set yourself up for failure by saying, I need to lose this much per week. The way I look at it, I am either always slowly gaining or slowly losing. So if I can tip the scale so that I'm slowly losing, that's a good place to be. No matter how slow it is, it sure does beat slowly gaining. So I've turned it around. I'm on the very slowly losing scale now. And then come up with little things you like to treat yourself with. Some of you may stay away from artificial sweeteners and everything, and that's totally fine. That's your decision, your choice. I love Crystal Light, and I drink a lot. I'm a big drinker. I drink to keep from eating. But so that's why I drink so much. Crystal Light grape. Oh my goodness. Crystal Light grape is amazing. And then Walmart brand, I don't think Crystal Light has it, has a Great Value brand, and it's called Cherry Limeade. Oh, that stuff is so good. So do things like that, and just be encouraged. Don't be so hard on yourself, and think slow and steady. All you got to do is fix it so you're slowly losing rather than slowly gaining, and you'll be in a good spot. And then try to move more. My favorite form of exercise is being outside. That's good for my mental health as well. very good for it. So take a walk outside. You know, when you get outside, it helps you put in perspective how small you are compared to the world. And it helps kind of get your problems in your life in a better perspective. It helps you get a grip on things. You know, when you're indoors, things just explode and they get so big. And, you know, somebody might say something ugly on Facebook, and next thing you know, that's so big, it's taking over your entire world. You know, it's crazy. So get outside and help get it in perspective. And maybe I can address that when I do my how to not be offended session at Becoming. But anyway, I hope this video has made sense. I have been far more scattered on this video than I had hoped. I have got something else coming up this week on Southern Plate. Oh my goodness. My last video, somebody had asked me about those made right sandwiches and canteen sandwiches, and I meant to have one heated here so I could show y'all. I may try to pause it at the end and come back and do it. I don't know if I can do that. But I've never had one, so I can guarantee you mine don't taste like theirs. But I did some research to figure out exactly what it was, and then I kind of made up my version of it, where using some seasonings and spices that I had around the house. They are delicious. They're absolutely delicious. We have, of course, I'm talking about this leading after dieting, right? My mom's been making them. She's made them twice. My friend Jill's made them twice. We absolutely love those. So I'm going to do that recipe this week. It's a loose meat sandwich, and it's really good. I mean, phenomenal good. But like I said, it's not going to taste like your made right sandwich, I can guarantee, because I have no idea what a made right sandwich tastes like. It's apparently something they have in Iowa. I've never been to Iowa. So anyway, I think you'll like the recipe though, because it's a winner. It's definitely a winner. So I will talk to you later. I hope y'all have a good week. I'm sorry this has been more scattered than usual. I'm going to try to maybe do one of these a week. So that's why I'm not making myself stay on point or anything. Eventually you just got to relax, you know. So some weeks will be better than others. And Katie and them want to get in here now. I'm in our little sunroom/classroom. She's got a friend over. So if I can pause this and come back to it, I'll show you a made right sandwich. I doubt I can do that though. It's not a made right sandwich, loose meat sandwich, you know, but let's see. I don't think there is a pause. Anyway, in case I don't come back, love y'all. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for visiting me at southernplate.com. And remember, your feedback is very important to me. When you leave comments and stuff, that lets me know what you're enjoying. You know, it's the difference between me knowing if I hit something out of the park or I'm just standing there hearing crickets. So that's really what shapes a lot of what I do, knowing when you let me know what you are enjoying. And I will talk to you later. Y'all have a blessed week. Bye-bye.